Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stand. I'm Mark Goldbridge. It may have been a very challenging season for Manchester United at times, but what I'm about to tell you is incredible. There's a little bit of history involved in this. You may remember over many years we've discussed about Manchester United's graveyard shift up front and how every striker from Ronaldo, Cavani, Martial, Rasmus, Xerxes has struggled for service. This was something we were even talking about last season and certainly for the last 5. But let me tell you this. Benjamin Sesko this season in a Manchester United shirt is averaging 3.35 shots per game. This is unheard of. It may be a hidden gem. It's incredible. It puts us up there as having one of the best supply lines to a striker in the Premier League. And it's something that because of sackings, because of ownership, because of many other things, we've completely, utterly missed the boat on a huge area of improvement for Manchester United. Now, if you factor in that for the last 2 seasons, Rasmus Højlund has had 1.4 shots per game and 1.5 shots per game in his last 2 seasons. Xerxes last season was 1.7 shots per game. Now, whatever you think about those players, it also evidences the fact that we just don't supply for our strikers. And it wasn't because Rasmus wasn't very good or Xerxes wasn't very good, because the same thing was happening to Martial. The same thing was happening to Rashford up front. The same thing was happening to Cavani up front. And now we're getting a striker up front that we're providing 3.3 shots per game. We're more than doubling the output of chances created for our striker. Why is that? Get in the comments. Because we already know that this season, and it's not just the last 3 games, the last 3 games have been brilliant, but consistently this season, from start to today, we have been in the top 3. We're in the top 3 for goals behind Arsenal and Manchester City. We're in the top 3 for expected goals behind Manchester City and Arsenal. We are also in the top 4 for points, as we know, but let's have a look at further things. We are number 1 in the Premier League at the moment for shots. So the attacking output of Manchester United this season has been incredible. We're literally number 1 for shots when it comes to the Premier League. And another interesting factor as well, and this is probably a little bit nerdy, and I'm not big on stats, but I do like this. 3 seasons ago, the average shot distance of every shot, so you take every shot Manchester United had 3 seasons ago, and the average shot distance was 18.3 metres. The next season, it was 18 metres. Last season, it was 17.6 metres. This season, it's 16.8. So in the space of 3 seasons, we've basically brought down our average shot distance by 2 metres closer to the goal. What does that say? That's huge. That is actually huge. If you think 3 seasons ago, we were averaging a shot from 18.3 metres away from the goal, and now it's down to 16.8. That means we're shooting close to the goal, which means we haven't got Garnacho cutting in or Rashford or Anthony and shooting from God knows where. We're actually cutting down on those annoying long-distance shots that were bothering us. I think it's absolutely incredible. Now, some people might say, what's the conversion rate? So Sesko 3.35 with a 40% conversion rate. It's slightly down on what Xerxes was with 1.7 shots, 42%. Funnily enough, Rasmus always had quite a decent conversion rate of 50% with very limited chances. But that's not the thing. I've said this for years. If you've got Erling Haaland up front, he averages about 3.9 shots per game. So in his first season, we're giving Sesko output. We're supplying our striker. And that was one of the big concerns when we bought a striker in the summer, is that over the last 5 years, we've been absolutely dreadful at supplying our striker. And the stats are there. It's always been below 2 shots per game for anybody up front at United. And we know why. We don't put crosses into the box. We don't move the ball quick enough. People shoot from distance. We don't look for the striker. This season we are. And in a season where they're ignoring transfers and it's a battle for Champions League football, we've replaced our manager, we don't know who the next manager is, we don't know what the vision's going to be. I think one thing that really has to be applauded, and Amorim and Carrick, to be fair, and the players, all 3 of those are the factor here, is that from day 1 to today, we've consistently been in the top 3 for shots on target, XG, whatever you want to call it. But more important than that, we are supplying our striker. And when you've got a striker that's getting more than 3 shots a game, and we know before Amrim got sacked against Villa, Sesko missed a couple of big chances. Against Leeds, he missed a couple of big chances. Against Fulham at the weekend, he missed that header. But the big thing is, in no way, shape or form is that a criticism of Sesko. He's a young player. He's got to learn the league. But the brilliant thing is, and this happens with Haaland, you miss a chance, but you know there's another one coming. It's like missing the bus and knowing another one's going to come in 5 minutes. Whereas if you live in a rural village, there might not be one till tomorrow or the next game. And this is good because even if you've got a striker that's learning the ropes or not particularly brilliantly prolific, and let's not forget, Sesko at Leipzig was never a goal every other game striker. He's never had that prolific nature. I think he has the potential to be that, but he's not meant to be that. He's going to be that, hopefully. You can't just give him 1 or 2 chances a game. You've got to give him 3 or 4. And we're doing that. So look, sometimes I think we knock ourselves. Sometimes we miss things. I think this is incredible. And it's been going on all season. The problems that we had before Carrick came in are there. Bruno in the midfield, not being able to defend a lead. But chance creation, and more importantly, supplying our striker. This is something that as we go into these final weeks and months of the season, if we keep doing that, and we've been doing it for 24 games, so I think we will, this bodes really well for Champions League football and the future. Because whatever happens in the future, Michael Carrick's kept it going. It started at the start of the season, and hopefully the next manager can as well. We're suddenly a team that's creating loads of chances. And we're suddenly a team that supplies our striker. And that is absolutely huge for whoever it is. And it could be Mbeumo or not. So look, if I was Sesko, I'd be excited. If I was Michael Carrick, I'd be excited. If I was a Man United fan, which I am, and so are you, I'd be very excited because what you want to be is entertained. I don't want to be a team that... And look, there's another interesting point as well. There is no doubt when you look at... I was looking at this as well. So we're number 1 for shots on target this season. But when it comes for headed chances, we're number 1 for that as well. We're number 1 in the league for headed chances, headed shots, whatever you want to call it, right? From open play, we are... where are we from open play? I think we're number 1 for chances from open play as well. But when it comes to corners, which we're good at, on corners... Newcastle are number 1, averaging 5.8 corners a game. Arsenal are number 2 with 5.53. We're actually 6th from bottom for corners per 90. And we're good at them. So what does that say? We're having all these shots and we are good at corners. We saw that against Fulham, but it's not open play, headed chances, but we're quite low on corners, which is another positive. It means we're putting crosses into the box from open play, doesn't it? Which again is the United way. So very encouraged by this, and there's not necessarily a lot of encouragement around United, but I think this is a big thing. Get your comments in below, smash a like on the video. It might have enlightened a few of you. Hopefully it can continue. Take care.